Virality is the holy grail of content marketing. And I guess it's a huge buzz for those who get it right.
Look down, back up.
They've successfully hacked human attention. But even if you can manage to make content go viral, is it always a good idea? Brobiz is a Danish company that sells a gadget to auto-pay toll booths. They started off serving people who use the big bridge between Sweden and Denmark, but they're moving beyond that, and they want to spread the message that now their gadget can auto-pay ferries, roads, and airport parking. And the way they're trying to do that is with a series of vids with two comedians getting confused about how they're going to go places. But if the idea was to engage, it didn't work. Over 700,000 views and only 4 likes and no comments means a fair chunk of money was paid to push this, and almost nobody paid attention. So what went wrong? Content has to be specific to who's seeing it, and every style, script, or character decision chips away at your market share. It has the potential to alienate more and more viewers. In other words, different people like different things. You can't appeal to everyone, so content inevitably becomes about niching, which is about working out who your typical customer is and targeting their demographic with content that connects with them. Content's really cool these days, and everyone's doing it. But because of the niching factor, it actually reduces the reach of a message like this. Because who's the target audience? It's anyone who uses ferry, bridge, or road toll booths often enough for the waiting time to cause them pain. And I think frequency is a really big deal here, because if you only use a toll booth a couple of times a year, it's probably not a big enough problem for you to need to fix. So that means a lot of commuters, but really it's a massive range of demographics, interests, and subcultures, anyone from their late teens right up until past retirement age. And why this message doesn't work is because engagement only works when content gives, when it's so funny, useful, or interesting that people actually want to see it. But this content is set up like a 20-second long joke, only it's missing a punchline. So the only people it really gives anything to are Adam and Noah fans, which can't be more than a tiny fraction of 1% of the audience this message needs to reach. And the other big reason this didn't connect is that you only kind of get what it's about after 14 seconds. Which means that for most of those 700,000 views, the message got lost, because anyone not into Adam and Noah could click through to the video they wanted to see after just 5 seconds. And a slow message is even more deadly on Facebook, where users can scroll past in nanoseconds. So what's the message they need to communicate? Well, the goal of the campaign was to change public perception that Brobiz only works for the Øresund Bridge and spread the word that customers can now use their device for ferries, car parks, and road tolls. But even if you already own a Brobiz, you're still going to skip the ad, guessing it's trying to sell you something you already have. And anyway, really the only people whose minds Brobiz exists in right now are their existing customers. So the goal of shifting public perception could probably have been achieved with a mail shot. So the thing is, if you regularly use a bridge toll route, chances are you're unlikely to regularly use a ferry as well. Which means this message needs to reach new people. So what's the most effective way to do that? Well, no one can be persuaded to want this because it's cool or funny. It needs to connect with people's pain immediately. So as soon as anyone who spends time queuing for a bridge, ferry, or road toll sees it, they understand how it can help them. And the other thing here is, what's the one thing that gets all of our attention when a pre-roll ad pops up? The skip ad button. So let's use that as our object of focus. Pre-roll ads are super annoying, and so are toll queues, so let's link them. Oh yeah, and one last thing, I gotta say, I'm not a designer, as you can definitely see from all my sketchy graphics, but the aesthetics of this message aren't as important as how it communicates. The point is just that it's to the point.